Dogs are weird and wonderful companions, but all those strange behaviours can become a little confusing for us humans. If you've ever wondered what your dog is thinking while he's doing something weird, you're not alone. We've rounded up the 12 strangest dog behaviours and translated them into a language dog owners can understand. Number 12. The head tilt. The head tilt is probably the cutest doggy behaviour on this list, but what's it actually about? The short answer is that they tilt their head to hear better. Dogs have great hearing, but they're not always so good at identifying where a sound is coming from. Tilting their head can open their ear canal as well as repositioning the ear, which helps them to judge the direction that a sound is coming from and how far away it is. They also do it to let you know they're listening and to help themselves identify familiar words. Or they might just be doing it because they know you think it's cute. Their behaviour is heavily influenced by positive reinforcement from you, so every time you smile or laugh when they tilt their heads, you're letting them know you like that. Once they know that, they'll do it just to gain your approval or affection. Number 11. Carrying food around. Does your dog ever walk around your house with a mouthful of food? Some dogs can even carry the whole bowl to eat their food in a different spot. But why would the location of their meal mean so much to them that they'd go through all that trouble? One possible explanation suggests that it's an ancient behaviour left over from a time when dogs used to eat in packs. Lower-ranking dogs would often carry away a portion of their food to avoid being challenged by more dominant pack members and have their food stolen. The other reason is that your dog just doesn't like his bowl or the location you've chosen for it. You can try mixing this location up, but if you laugh when they carry their bowl around, you might find they do it just to entertain you. Number 10. Butt sniffing. This gesture would definitely not help you make friends in the human world, but for dogs this is a perfectly normal way of saying hello. And it's not surprising when you learn that a dog's sense of smell is between 10,000 to 100,000 times stronger than ours. Dogs can get a lot of information about each other this way. One sniff and a dog can determine his new friend's gender, how healthy they are, what their diet is like, and even their emotional state. But why do they sniff each other's butt instead of the body or face? Because dogs have glands in their anus that secrete all kinds of chemicals that give other dogs all this useful information. It's weird to us, but it's the most effective way for dogs to get to know each other. Number 9. Moving or barking in their sleep. Ever spotted your dog moving their paws or barking in their sleep and wondered if they were dreaming? Well, you're right. Scientists pretty much all agree that dogs do dream. Have a look at their eyes next time they do it, and you'll probably notice some eye movement under their closed eyelids. That's an indication of REM sleep cycle, which is a deep sleep state associated with vivid dreams in humans as well. But be on the lookout. If your dog's body turns rigid and starts shaking violently, they might be having a seizure, and you should get them to the vet. There's no reason to worry if you see a few moving paws though. Your dog's probably just happily running through a field in dreamland. Number 8. Zoomies. Lucky dog owners will be familiar with the zoomies. This is when your dog suddenly breaks into a super fast run for no apparent reason. Dogs can run laps around the entire house or garden when the zoomies strike. If you've ever been confused by this strange burst of energy, I have some good news for you. The zoomies are just an expression of joy. So only happy, healthy dogs will get the zoomies. You can rest assured that if you ever see your dog doing this, it means you're the best dog owner any pet could wish for. This entertaining behaviour means your dog literally couldn't be happier. Number 7. Humping. It can be pretty funny when a dog suddenly starts humping some unsuspecting person or object, but you'll still be pleased to learn that this doesn't mean your dog thinks your pillow is sexy. While this behaviour can be sexual, that's definitely not the only reason a dog might do this. In fact, it's more likely to be playful. You might also spot a dog doing this if they're anxious or if they're attempting to assert dominance. Dogs who are poorly socialised are more likely to hump people or other dogs they don't know. If you want to stop your dog doing this, you can give them something calm to do or remove them from a social situation. Or just don't worry about it. Your dog is just being a dog. Number 6. Eating poop. We can all agree that this is the grossest thing you'll see your dog do. But it turns out it's actually normal, and there's more than one reason dogs developed this behaviour. Back when dogs were scavengers in the wild, they would often have to resort to eating any poop they found when they couldn't find other food. It's also common for a mother to eat her puppy's poop to remove their scent from the area. This was to prevent predators finding them. But there's another reason that's a little closer to home too. Sometimes dogs will eat their own poop if they're worried about making their owner angry. If that's the case, house training accidents should be handled a little more gently so your dog isn't afraid of being yelled at or spanked, and that should fix the problem. But unfortunately, some dogs just do it because they like it. Number 5. Walking in circles. Dogs are often seen walking in circles whether they're playing or getting into bed. There's more than one reason for this behavior, and the answer will depend on where and how your dog does this. Tail chasing is often harmless fun, especially in puppies who think their own tail is weird and awesome. However, it's not always a good sign. If your dog is circling and chasing their tail all the time, this could be caused by irritations and flea bites, or worse, it could even be a sign of ear infections, brain lesions, or even seizures. If you think your dog's tail chasing is excessive or becoming obsessive, you should check with your vet. But you'll be glad to learn that any circling before a nap is completely normal. Circling on their chosen spot is an instinctive behavior that used to protect dogs sleeping outdoors by getting rid of insects or snakes hiding in fallen leaves. Plus, it helps them make sure their bed is as comfy as it can be for them or their pups. Number 4. Eating grass. It does seem weird when dogs start eating grass because we usually think of them as carnivores. But it's a pretty common behavior and it's not usually something to worry about. Some dogs use grass to treat themselves when they're not feeling well, but some dogs just do it because they like it. It's possible that dogs sometimes crave grass when they're lacking certain nutrients in their diet. But whatever the reason, most experts agree that there's nothing wrong with an occasional munch of some grass as long as it hasn't been treated with chemicals or pesticides which could easily be harmful to your furry friend. Don't worry unless your dog suddenly starts eating a lot more grass than he usually does. When this happens, it may be time for a visit to the vet. Number 3. Howling along to their favourite songs. Many dog owners expect some singing along when a certain song comes on the radio. Dogs love to howl along to music or even ambulance sirens. But is that because your dog is a music lover? Not really. It's actually just your dog misinterpreting what they're hearing. Any high-pitched noise like a siren or a flute can make your dog think another dog is howling in the distance. It's actually a common form of communication for dogs, and they do it to signal their presence to one another. A lot of people believe dogs howl because certain sounds hurt their ears, but you'll be relieved to hear that this isn't true. Howling is almost never a pain-related behavior, and you don't need to worry about it. Just enjoy your dog's opera impressions. Trust me, they're having fun. Number 2. Rolling around on dirty things. There is another thing dogs do that all dog owners would rather go without. Almost all dogs love rolling around on the grossest things they can find. Anything from garbage to poop or even a dead animal is fair game. There are many theories among experts to explain this very weird behavior. Some say dogs use these foul smells to mask their own smell. This makes it easier to catch prey who don't expect to be caught by something that smells like it's dead. Another theory is that dogs used to do this to let the rest of their pack know that they found something they like. They were scavengers after all. Modern dogs might also do it because they don't like the perfumed soap their owners bath them in. And an even more interesting theory says that it was a kind of ancient beauty regime, since the oils in decomposing material can add to the health and shine of their coats. We might not like our dogs to do this, but it definitely makes them happy. Number 1. Belly scratch kick. The belly scratch kick is one of the cutest dog behaviors you'll ever see. It's actually caused by an involuntary reaction known as the scratch reflex. It's essentially the same thing as when a bug lands on your dog's fur and causes him to scratch. You just need to hit the right spot and your dog's leg will work on its own. And this can actually be used by vets to identify important medical conditions like nerve damage or neurological conditions, the same way doctors use our knee-jerk reflex. When you find the spot, scratch away. Your dog loves it.